You're about to watch a Trains Newswire video. If you enjoy what you see, consider watching some of our other full-length videos. Selling Sunshine, the Florida Trains. Locomotive 2017, a video companion to our best-selling annual issue. Big Steam is back. All of these and more are available from our website, kalmbachhobbystore.com.
Good morning, Trains Nation. Today is March 9th, Friday, 2018. All day
until midnight.
You got that. Jim, we got some stories up this week. This has been a good week so far. It's
been a great week so far.
Impactful stories.
College basketball season, so I had to get that in real early and often. But yeah, we had a fabulous week. I didn't count the stories, but there's everything going on this week. There is a lot of news out of Washington D.C. this week. I saw.
Yeah, that's crazy.
A lot of steam news, a lot of industry news. There's some really cool infrastructure news. There's traffic news. So it's all on Newswire. Go check it out there at trainsmag.com. But right now we're going to tell you a few highlights sponsored by our favorite magazine,
Hotspots.
Hotspots.
The best magazine on. Well, it's the best railfan guide you can buy right now.
Yep, 100 pages. It'll tell you all the really good places to go. Check it out at trainsmag.com.
And the kalmbachhobbystore.com is where you can buy it too.
You can buy it there too.
So absolutely. So. Okay. Well, the one thing that we're talking about off camera and that's stuck in my mind is the traffic count. Association of American Railroads comes out weekly with their annual report for the week before. It's not annual report. Their report for the week before, if I can actually get that out. And they also highlighted what happened in February. Now, the AAR said that if you take away coal, which has been on a long downward decline, and grain, which is kind of seasonal, it's not a really big shipping season for grain, the carload commodities are up. And intermodal, which has been just going up and up and up and up and up and up, had its second best month in February 2018 ever.
It's still going up.
It's still going up. So we still move a lot of stuff in boxes. And this is good news at a time. We know it's good news for CN because CN has been having this double-digit traffic surge throughout 2017 and early 2018. But now it seems to be just spreading across the entire North American network. Great news. And even though intermodal is low margin traffic, they don't get as much money out of it, it's easier to move. Just move it fast.
One question for you on that.
Yes, sir.
Do you recall about automotive? Because that was a question mark.
I don't recall about automotive. That's been down and up in the past couple of months.
Yeah, I knew it had been. My curiosity, and again, we were talking about this just before we came on camera. What will the new tariffs on steel and aluminum imports do to domestic steel and aluminum traffic? Because obviously those are goods that are ripe for the railroad business. So my suggestion is we're going to be checking that out, and I know Steve and Bill Stevens will be working on that too.
Steven Stevens.
Even Stevens.
Yeah, we'll be checking out that. That's going to be throughout Newswire next week, and it's really interesting to see how that's going to play out because of course steel and aluminum affects the airplane fuselages that BNSF moved to Seattle, and the steel rails and the steel locomotives and steel ingots and everything else.
And I wonder, UP's been importing that Japanese steel for their welded rail. They've been building it in longer sections, bringing it in already lengthened. And I wonder, does that change their supplier? Does it just cost more for them? Interesting development.
We'll definitely be taking a look at this.
Interesting development. You mentioned CN.
Yes, I did.
Their CEO stepped down abruptly this week. They've had some
on Monday.
Had some traffic handling service issues and haven't gone well. But we don't think that's the sole reason why he left. But we still don't know exactly all of what's going on.
Well, and it's speculation right now. The official response from CN's board of directors, Canadian National's board of directors, is that they want a new leader who can be dynamic and push the team forward and really serve the customers well because they have high expectations about their service delivery, which of course every railroad says that, but to actually remove a CEO because of that after only one winter.
That'd be unusual.
Unusual. Fred Fraley had a blog post this week which really laid this out plainly. If you remember back to 2014, 2015, that winter, it was BNSF's winter of discontent when everything melted down. They had trains all over the place that weren't moving, lots of snow, lots of cold. You didn't see Berkshire Hathaway's Warren Buffett removing Matt Rose
No.
and Carl Ice.
No.
Yeah, he threw money at it and told him to fix it.
Yeah, go fix
so a big change. If that's all there is to this, a really big shot across the bow for all CEOs and operating executives for railroads in the United States.
And we're going to hear from that new CEO next week.
Yes, we are.
He's speaking at an industry conference, and we'll be covering that. So we'll get his take on things.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. Flipping over to steam news. Now, we've added a few stories this week about 503.
Yep.
There's a sort of long unfolding drama with this.
Yep.
Or
Kind
short
of.
unfolding drama.
Yeah. A locomotive down in Texas, Port Arthur, had it on display for about 60 years. They decided to get rid of it. They were going to put it in the hands of an environmental firm that was apparently going to tear it apart and get rid of it, scrap it. And two preservationists jumped in there, did a GoFundMe page, raised the money to save it. Now the city of Port Arthur is saying, well, maybe not. Maybe we want to try to do something with it ourselves. We're going to put out requests for proposals. So it's kind of in limbo once more.
Right.
So it's sort of a drama that's continuing to unfold, and we're watching that carefully. Most recent thing that I saw was that they, like I said, they were coming up with a request for proposals, and then they're going to see what happens to it from there.
Right. And on the sidelines, there's still, what, $67,000 or more money raised that if the original plan to save it, to move the locomotive to Florida goes, well, that money's still there for now.
Right. Exactly.
So that's interesting.
So.
Following up, Nate, we talked about this yesterday. Justin Franz, our glorious correspondent from Montana, is going to be following up on park locomotives, basically, and trying to get a look for all of you and for us. You know, how many park locomotives are out there that could be at risk, and what kind of money does it take to rescue these guys?
Yep. So we'll be following up on that.
Take a look at that.
Another story that caught my eye is BNSF, which has pretty much double-tracked the entire Transcon now from Chicago to L.A.
Is
They're
triple
looking
tracking?
at another section that's going to get some more work for triple track, just west of Belen, New Mexico. I'm actually down there next week to give a lecture to the Friends of the Cumbres and Toltec Scenic Railroad, and I'm going to go check that out next Friday. In fact, this time next week, we should be doing some live streaming from down around Belen, so maybe I'll go down to the construction site. But love to see more triple track going in.
Oh,
that
be
means
wonderful?
business is good. That means they've got a lot of confidence in the future.
Jim, now there's one number with a bunch of zeros after it that keeps bumping around. President Trump mentioned it during the 2016 campaign, and now Senate Democrats in the U.S. Senate are coming out with a $1 trillion infrastructure package of their own, and what they want to do apparently is just scrap a lot of the tax cuts that have just been passed by Republicans and put that into infrastructure, including the Gateway Tunnel project for New Jersey and New York City.
Wow.
So
that's a big project.
That's a big project.
And there's a lot of debate about it. I've seen, there was a meeting with Transportation Secretary Elaine Chou this week. There's a lot of give and take back and forth on that about who should pay and how much they should pay. And of course, the big piece of this whole thing is the Hudson River tunnels.
Right.
And so anyway, we all know something's got to be done about that. But
At some point,
going to be who does it.
Who does it? And on top of all that discussion, of course, there's just stuff that happens anyway at this time of year, including weather. Northeast Corridor has been shut down twice this week so far due to snow and wind and basically nor'easters. They're actually naming the storms now. Did you know this?
Yeah, I've seen that.
The most recent one was Winter Storm Quinn.
Yeah, I know they get a lot of those.
Just in time for St. Patrick's Day, too.
A couple other news notes. Over the weekend, Milwaukee Road 261 announced their trips. They're going to be going from Minneapolis to Duluth, their traditional trip. They go up there, they stay overnight, they come back the next day. Be sure and check that out. A great operation up there, neat train set, steam locomotive, and beautiful matching passenger cars. And then Nickel Plate 765 announced that they're going to be back in Chicago this September to do an encore performance of their Joliet rocket trips. So that's good news as well. And we're looking forward to more steam announcements soon coming your way.
Yeah, stay tuned to Newswire. Keep reading those up as we'll post them as we get them. So, Jim, that's what I got for today. Check out all these stories and more on Newswire, trainsmag.com. And for everyone at Trains Magazine, have a great weekend.
Take care, everyone.